just go in and rewrite stuff. Like you can, depending on the project, maybe if the client's not super involved.
Project and depending on like your, what's the word? Yeah, that your rapport with the people that are involved. And the reason why is because there are translators who will translate the Japanese to English, and then there are adapters. And those are the folks who are in charge of the script that they give to us. So it is their job to make sure that it fits to flap, their job to make sure that, you know, it is adapted in a way that makes sense for American audiences, but also still honors the original translation because they're always referring to that translation. So, like whenever we do script changes while recording, usually, and so leveling is its own case that I won't get into, but usually it's just for the sake of flap, or maybe the characterization is off, and then we're like, I don't know if she would say it quite like that, can we say this instead? Like, when I was recording Irregular at Magic High School, my character Miyuki will always call her brother Tatsuya big brother or brother. She never calls him Tatsuya. But sometimes in the script it would come up and they would have Tatsuya, whatever, and it's like, no, she doesn't do that, you know. And that's the kind of thing that hopefully the director catches, usually the actor will catch if they care, I care. But yeah, in general, now DanDaDan we did, the director, Alex Von David, is amazing. He was both the writer and the director. He is definitely easier to be like, hey, do you mind if we tried this instead? Especially when it came to stuff where we wanted to like kind of use more modern slang. You know, because Muko especially, she like uses a lot of modern slang. And so he would try and do, and for the most part, we didn't need to interject, but then I'd be like, oh, do you mind if I do this instead? You know, because this would match more with what's modern. But yeah, it can come off as disrespectful to completely rewrite a script. And so we usually don't, except for the reasons that I mentioned, where it's a characterization thing.
Yeah, script adapters take a lot of pride, and as they should, it's their job. It's a lot of work, they're getting paid to do it. So there's some, like all the cases that Anairis mentioned, but there's also times where like, again, for a flap, like you said, but more specific examples. I think it was Keiji talked about like how when he was recording Gojo, there's a line where he goes like, in Heaven and Earth I Alone and the Honored One, like he was like, we have to make that fit. We have to find a way to make, because there's certain lines in the manga that are just so important that you really, we can see why the adapter did it, because they have to make it, you know, match the flap. That's what they're paid to do, right? So when people get upset, like, why didn't they say that thing? It's because, well, the Japanese flap is three mouth movements, but what we want to say from the manga is 5 English words. We can't do it.
And like the Japanese in general, I literally worked with a project recently where like the Japanese client was sitting in, and we were having a hard time fitting this line into the flaps. And the director turned to them and asked, like, hey, do we need to do this line exactly? Or do you want to like prioritize like fitting flap? And the client said yes to both. So that was tough to do, but we pull it off. But yeah, it's very like, English dub especially, it's like, this needs to fit flap. So it's tough.
Yeah, if any actor, anyone involved says that, like, with anime specifically, that they, like, wrote this, they didn't, like, it was probably translated, adapted, and maybe, like, they were given permission to look it over and, like, adjust things here and there, or maybe, like, they're still using the translation that was given. They're not, like, writing it from scratch. Yeah, or the adaptation. They're not writing it from scratch. We can't make anything up. So, yeah.